You know that simple gas cylinder you see all the time? Have you ever actually stopped to wonder where it came from? It's one of those things that's just always been there, right? Well, its origin story is this amazing tale of mystery, chemistry, and a spark of pure genius that turned a dangerous waste product into a modern miracle. So, let's get into it.
Okay, picture this. The year is 1910. The age of the automobile is just kicking off. You've got your brand new Ford, you fill up the tank with petrol, and you're feeling great. But then, you wake up the next morning and half the fuel is just gone. Poof. Vanished. There are no leaks, nobody siphoned it out, it's just disappearing. It was this bizarre mystery that had everyone totally stumped.
But this weird little problem caught the eye of a young, super curious chemist named Walter O. Snelling. While pretty much everyone else was just scratching their heads or, just accepting the super expensive quirk, Snelling saw a puzzle. And it was a puzzle he absolutely had to solve.
So, he does what any good scientist would. He sets up a really simple experiment. He just takes a sample of the gasoline from a car's tank, pours it into a regular old glass bottle, and seals it up with a cork. Then he takes it back to his lab, just to see what happens.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Before he could even begin his analysis, bang! The cork shoots right off the bottle. And this wasn't just some clumsy accident. This was his big eureka moment. Snelling instantly realized that the petrol wasn't just a liquid, it was hiding something powerful.
After a bit more digging, he figured out exactly what was hiding in plain sight. It was two really volatile gases, propane and butane. See, they were mixed right into the liquid gasoline, and at room temperature, they were desperate to turn back into a gas. They were literally boiling away into the air, building up all that pressure. This was the culprit behind the disappearing fuel.
Now, at the time, oil refineries thought these gases were just a dangerous nuisance. Seriously, they saw them as a volatile waste product that they needed to just burn off and get rid of. To them, it was literally trash. But where they saw waste, Snelling saw potential. He saw a powerful, portable source of energy, if only he could figure out a way to contain it.
And you know what? He did figure it out. He came up with this totally groundbreaking process. First, he separated the gases from the gasoline. Then, he applied a whole lot of pressure to force them back into a liquid state. And finally, he stored that highly pressurized liquid in a strong, tough-as-nails steel container. He had basically figured out how to bottle lightning. And this wasn't just some neat chemistry trick. No way. This discovery was a full-blown revolution that was about to change daily life for millions of people. It led to the creation of liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, and what people started calling the Blue Flame Miracle. A perfect name, really, when you see what it did.
I mean, think about it. Before LPG, cooking for most people was this incredibly difficult, smoky, and honestly pretty dangerous chore using firewood or coal. This new invention brought a clean, controllable blue flame right into people's homes. It was a huge leap forward for public health, especially for millions of women who are no longer breathing in harmful smoke every single day. But there was a catch, a fatal flaw in this incredible invention. Both propane and butane are naturally completely odorless. So, if a cylinder started leaking, you would have no idea. There was no way to tell until it was way too late. This invisible danger was basically a ticking time bomb.
In 1937, that bomb went off. This one year marks a tragic and pivotal moment in the story of gas safety. A massive, completely undetected natural gas leak at a school in New London, Texas, resulted in a catastrophic explosion. The tragedy took hundreds of lives, most of them children. It was a horrific wake-up call that made one thing painfully clear. Odorless gas was just too dangerous for public use. Something had to change.
And the solution was, well, it was kind of simple, but absolutely brilliant. Make the gas smell. Scientists started adding a chemical called ethyl mercaptan to all LPG and natural gas. This stuff has this incredibly powerful, unforgettable smell, kind of like rotten eggs or cabbage, that our noses can pick up in even the tiniest amounts. So that distinct smell we all associate with a gas leak, that's not actually the gas. It's a life-saving alarm system added in on purpose.
So, with this crucial safety feature now in place, Snelling's invention was ready to take on the world. By 1955, LPG had made its way to huge cities like Calcutta in India, and just a dozen years later, by 1967, the country was already producing its very own cylinders.
Snelling's little steel bottle had officially gone from being a dangerous waste product to a household staple across the globe.
The whole story of Walter Snelling and the gas cylinder really just perfectly captures this idea, doesn't it? He looked at something that everyone else thought was worthless, dangerous junk, and with his curiosity and his vision, he saw a gem. It just proves that sometimes value is all about perspective and timing.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about for ourselves. What are the waste products of our time? You know, from all the plastic in our oceans to the carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, what are we overlooking? And who is going to be the next Walter Snelling to see its hidden potential and turn our trash into the next world-changing wonder?